Okay. All right, so I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second restart today. This is Friday morning, August 8th, and I've already had to restart my show twice. So clearly the Zeus haters are out there, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? I'll say this. If it goes down, if I get flagged again, it is what it is. I got to keep the show going, all right? And so what I'll say is this. Oops. Hold on. Let me get myself situated again, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we gotta make sure you got ample evidence, all right? You gotta make sure you got ample evidence to do what you do. All right, hold on. Oh, oops. I should have did that. All right. So we restarted the show again, ladies and gentlemen. There's Zeus haters out there. All right, so where I was at in this conversation is I was bringing up the fact that we have a great curse on this country. It's the Epstein curse. Donald J. Trump is the one bringing it, and him and his supporters are. You know, they said they wanted Trump to get in there to uncover the deep state, but I want every single Trump supporter out there to understand something. If you're covering up for what Donald Trump is doing, you're making excuses, right? And you know who you are when I say what I say. You know who you are. If you're making excuses for what Donald Trump is doing, you are truly, truly part of the cover-up, which means you are a part of the deep state. And I didn't even think the deep state was really a thing, but now I'm starting to come to that conclusion that whenever I go on TikTok, you see these content creators, right? W. Rick, they get out here, these content creators, and they actually are defending Donald Trump, and it's the most disgusting thing. So when I see them now, I go, oh, this is the deep state right here. And the deep state does pay people to go on TikTok and social media and defend Donald Trump. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard, right? And so before I go any further, let me just ask the audience real quick. W. Dell, I think I caught your name. Are there any Trump supporters out there? Anybody out there still supporting Donald Trump? I just want to make sure I give you the opportunity to do what you need to do before I move any more forward into my broadcast. Any Trump supporters out there, just identify yourselves real quick. All right, because I've already been taken down or reported twice. And here's the thing. What I'm doing is really, you know, there's billions of people on the planet. You could go do so many other things with your time. You've already done so much harm to this great nation of ours. Just leave right now. Leave my show and go hang out with these fake TikTok hosts. All right. And you know who they are. Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, Snuggles, or as G-Man calls him, Snuggy. Snuggy lives in the basement with his grandmother, and he can barely afford to pay her what the rent is. The rent, how much is the rent? It's the utility bill, right? And so what Snuggles thought was when Donald Trump was going to get it, he thought his rent was going to go down. His rent didn't go down. It went up 1,500%. W. Zeus. So you go hang out with these people, the Russian bears. Because these folks, they'll lie to you and take your money. It's the thing. I get it. They'll lie to you and take your money, but not over here. Oh, no, we'll tell you the truth whether you like it or not. And so, like I said, if you don't want me to hurt your feelings and ruin your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and everything in between, leave this show right now because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you. I promise you it will. But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Yeah.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome have officially closed. And Big Zeus, I don't take any responsibility or accountability for what happens, especially, you know, in the comments section. I try to keep up with the comments, but you know, I got obviously a job to do while I'm up here. And so what I'll say is this: if what I'm saying is honestly to the people out here who dwell in peddling misinformation and disinformation, just hold it. All right, you don't gotta interrupt everybody else's experience because it's over your head. I'll open up time after the end of what I do to field any questions that you may have about any of the information that I'm going over. All right, because what I'm doing is it's actually I'm empowering. Yeah, what I'm doing is actually I'm empowering people now that I think about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see in this graphic behind me, right? You all saw Donald Trump do this yesterday. You all saw Donald Trump do this. Yesterday, on August 7th, 2025, Donald Trump, deranged, incompetent, paranoid, schizophrenic kind of individual, right? and his economic advisor, Steve Moore, they held court yesterday in the Oval Office, trotting out charts and so-called new data to paint a rosy picture of Trump's economic legacy while at the same time trying to destroy President Biden's record job creation. They actually went on record and said Biden's administration overstated job growth by get this, 1.5 million jobs. I'm sorry, I was about to say dollars, but 1.5 million jobs. They said President Biden overstated it by 1.5 million jobs, basing their numbers on unpublished data from the Census Bureau. Data that conventionally is unverifiable by independent experts. Moore admitted himself that these figures are hard to check. Yet, Donald deranged, lunatic, lying Trump decided to wave those numbers around like they were the gospel, insisting his own term saw far stronger job gains. This isn't analysis. This is a blatant attempt to discredit historic job creation under President Joe Biden. We all know millions of Americans went right back to work after C-19. And Donald Trump is just doing this to inflate his own job record with, once again, smoke and mirrors. But let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Let's call this what it is. Another desperate distraction. While Trump and Moore are playing games with the economic fairy tales, the real story that they are burying is Donald Trump's refusal to do what? Let me go ahead and get you going. You know what it is? What is Donald Trump refusing to do?
Sure. If I
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead then. All right. So this is nothing more than Donald Trump's attempt to distract us. All right, and not release the e-files. For months, we've heard promises, but the Trump administration continues to stonewall redacting the names. All right, including Donald Trump's own documented relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. We all know what he did, convicted trafficker. All right. And there you go. They got me. We're gonna keep it going though. Forget it. All right. The FBI, we know, spent thousands of hours scrubbing these files under privacy exemptions, protecting prominent public figures like Trump, even though he was briefed back in May that his name appears in them. Attorney General Pam Bondi told him directly, yet the Justice Department has blocked unsealing Florida's court records and grand jury testimony. Critics, including Obama's former ethics chief, have demanded transparency, accusing the regime of hiding vital information that threatens democracy. And the American people agree. A recent poll shows 63% of Americans believe that the Trump administration is concealing the details about the e-files, with 81% believing that Trump is responsible for it himself. Why the secrecy? Trump's ties to Epstein, we all know, are no secret. Archived photos, videos, and his own past statements paint a troubling picture of a friendship that soured only after Epstein poached staff from Mar-a-Lago. Yet Trump calls those pushing for the release, he calls them troublemakers and distracts with economic stunts on tariff announcement. This isn't leadership, it's evasion. The Epstein files are not a hoax. They are real, and so is the cover-up. And shame. And we got to do this. I'm going to give a round of boos and shame now that I think about it. Shame on the media for letting him get away with it. Where are the tough questions? Why aren't reporters grilling Donald Trump on his Epstein connections during every single press briefing, every Oval Office photo op? Instead, too many play it safe, avoiding the scandal altogether, letting distractions like yesterday's economic charade dominate the headlines. Lawrence O'Donnell, you all know who he is, was right to blast the White House press corps for this cowardice. Every Trump meeting now seems designed to deflect from Epstein, and the media continues to fall for it. And honestly, we all know it. We deserve better. Don't we all deserve better? Yeah. And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's time to give her another round of booze and shame. Let's do our first round of Lake and Fire. And this goes out to the mainstream media right now, because I shouldn't have to work this hard to help them understand what their priorities should be. We got to get to the bottom of this. Every press conference really does need to be, hey, okay, whatever, where are the files? That's it. I heard what you said. We all know he's lying. Everyone knows when he opens his mouth, he's lying. Let's just get straight down to brass tacks. Where are the files? So let me go ahead and warm up the Lake of Fire. And this is for the media, all right? The first round of the Lake of Fire, ladies and gentlemen, is because the media, they have one job, to ask him for those files, and they're failing at it every step of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. Let's go ahead and send them where they belong. Straight to hell!
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W. Zeus. And listen, sheesh, you're trying to throw me off my game. All this mass reporting that's going on in here. Listen to the Trump supporters. Listen, if I've already given you the PSA announcement, and it's quite simple.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Thank you.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Thank you. Because I don't got time to play around with a lot of you folks right now. I understand you'll spend all day on my comment section, and I ask, come on up here, let's talk about it. No comment. As soon as I pop off and I join another live, or I go into a red space, first thing they'll do, they want to yell at me, they want to mute me, they want to drop me from the boxes. Oh, I've been waiting to get a piece of Zeus. No. What you really should be saying is, right, attacking, right? What they really should be saying is, their conscience has been torturing them. They're being tormented because not just me, but a lot of wonderful folks out there like yourselves who are standing up for something, the truth in the Constitution and our democracy. The words and the things we're saying is really, really making every single one of these folks regret their vote for Donald Trump. And they won't admit it to me, but I know every single one of these Trump supporters, they regret their vote. They regret their vote because they have to, at a certain point, you see this guy get it. And you know what? You know what we'll do? We were just talking about it. Let me just go ahead and give you an example, MAGA, of what I mean. This is your dear leader yesterday. Now, I want a lot of us to understand, you open your bills, the number is what it is, right? You put gas in your car, the number is what it is. But this is Donald Trump yesterday, and let's get to this.
We're going to have just a quick session with Steve Moore. Everybody knows Steve.
This, you know it's a scam. You know it's all fantasy when you spend only 7 minutes. This entire thing, this little charade with the fake numbers, 1.5 million jobs created, all fake under Joe Biden. He only spent 7 minutes selling this. So his heart wasn't even in this. He knew it was a lie.
With the Heritage Foundation, highly respected, one of the most highly respected economists and people that watch your money and know more about your money and your life than probably anybody I can think of. And I want to thank Steve for being here. I saw this today. They came out. What he puts out gets a lot of coverage, and I saw some of them, and then he had a couple of others. And I'd like to ask Steve maybe to discuss a few of these numbers that were just released. I mean, literally just released. And then we're going over, and we're going to do Purple Heart. We have some incredible, brave people that I look forward to, so we're going to do that right after this. Steve, could you say a few words about the various charts?
Thank you, Mr. President. So I called the President because I had some very good news from some new data that we've been able to put together that no one has ever seen before. And
so he has some breaking news for the most incompetent person on earth. Okay, and where? Oh, no one was ever able to put these numbers together. Oh, even better. Bring it to me.
Just very quickly go through these. So I was telling the president that he did the right thing in calling for a new head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, because this shows that over the last 2 years of the Biden administration, the BLS overestimated job creation by 1.5 million jobs. That's a gigantic error. And I don't know if she's, I'm not.
It might not have been an error, that's the bad part. If it was an error, it would be one thing. I don't think it's an error. I think they did it purposely.
Whether that, you may well be right, but even if it wasn't purposefully, it's incompetence.
Right.
Okay, so 1.5 million jobs overestimated. We have access to the some data that no one else does on what has happened.
We have access. You got to listen to the gold that they give you. We have access to data that no one else does. Wow. I mean, MAGA, do y'all really buy this? Because where did you get the data? That's the very first question. You go to any college course and they start talking data. How did you gather the data? They never tell us how they got the data that they're saying is now the real data.
Month by month with median household income. This is based on unpublished Census Bureau data. It will be released sometime in the next 6 months, but we get an advanced look at it. And so I was telling the president, in his first 5 months in office, starting in January through the end of June, the average median household income adjusted for inflation for the average family in America is already up $1,174.
Okay, so this is the graph, ladies and gentlemen, that Donald Trump says ties to what everybody in America right now is currently experiencing. He's saying that your income kind of was good. It stayed around the same until March. And then from March forward, your income has been just soaring through the roof. It's up there with the Eagles. All right. This is how high he wants you to believe your income is. Let me get that again, all right? Let me get that again. Hold on.
Starting in January through the end of June,
Look at
the average median household income adjusted for inflation for the average family in America is already up $1,174. That's
an incredible number.
Yeah.
Just came out.
Just came out. So that's a giant gain.
And if I would have said this, nobody would have believed it. There's your number. We're doing well.
So
we're doing well. There's your number. What planet does life work like that on? There's your number. Imagine your bill collectors, they call you and you just say, there's your number. You're doing well. All right, goodbye. You got it. Does that work? I mean, no, we all know this isn't reality, but his supporters, they won't call him out for it. I'll call him out for it.
this one compares, we finally have the 2024 data on what happened with real family income in the United States. And so what I did was I compared the record and Donald Trump's first term with the Joe Biden first term.
This is Joe
and
Biden.
You can see that, by the way, these dotted lines here, Mr. President, that's COVID. So if it had not been for COVID, these numbers would have been substantially better. But even taking account...
Okay, so you see this little dip right there? I don't know on the red. The red is Trump. The blue, he says, is Biden. And that you see that hill over there to the right up there? I wish I could get... Yeah. You see that? He says... If it wasn't for C-19, this thing wouldn't have went down like that. It would have went way into outer space. Do y'all see what this is? I mean, you're looking at this guy and you're listening to them try to sell this to you. And I mean, my mind is being blown away. And look at what he says happened with Biden. Oh, yeah. He blew President Biden completely out of the water. Biden wasn't doing anything, right?
For COVID, these numbers would have been substantially better. But even taking account President Trump's last year in 2020, we saw a $6,400 real after inflation gain in income for the average family. And that.
How many of y'all feel like y'all got an actual $6,000 extra in your pocket right now? Because this is according to this gap. You see this gap right here. $6,000 gain under Donald Trump. Anyone out there? No, seriously, I shouldn't laugh because I shouldn't laugh, but I'll tell you why I was laughing. Because I immediately saw it in my mind. Someone out there with 2 brain cells and 1 tooth hanging out of their mouth saying, I got the $6,000. You know how they look when they get caught. I saw the visual and I said, looking at how you live, I don't think you really got the $6,000. As a matter of fact, I know you didn't get it. And you need to actually stop lying to yourself because you're making yourself look terrible out here. You're making yourself. I just don't get how you Trump supporters continue to fall for this.
Compares with Joe Biden, which was a measly $551. So, Mr. President, you gain 10 times more income for the average family than Joe.
So Joe Biden, Donald Trump got $10,000 more income for the average family than President Biden. I mean, you can't make stuff like this up.
And it's because of your policies.
Because of his policies.
And that's taking into consideration COVID,
Yep.
which a lot of times you don't have to do that, but
Because we were
I'm very glad you did.
We were
it.
over
No, we were
almost 8,000 until.
Look at that number.
Look at that number.
Okay.
So then we looked at which families did the best. We have data from the Census Bureau that shows by income percentage. So the 25th percentile is the lowest income, 75th percentile is the highest income. And what I find fascinating about this, Mr. President, is every income group did better. The red is President Trump, the blue is President Biden. Every single income group did better under President Trump. But what's really amazing is look what happened under Biden. The lowest income group lost income under Biden. They were poor 4 years after Biden's presidency. No gain virtually whatsoever for the middle class. And the rich was the...
So he said everybody was poor after Joe Biden. Is this true? Is this true? I'm listening to this, and the whole time these numbers are being spewed, you see what Donald Trump is doing? You see the look on his face? I hope they go for this. I hope this works. I hope this keeps them from talking about Jeffrey. You know, this is how he looks as these lies are being sold like gospel in the Oval Office. I've never seen anything like this in my
only group that did better under Biden, which is ironic because Biden keeps saying he was trying to get rid of income inequality. He made income inequality worse, not better. It was President Trump that reduced income inequality.
These numbers just came out, by the way.
Yep. And then finally,
these numbers just came out.
These are the numbers just I just showed you in percentage terms. Mr. President, these are the numbers in dollar terms. So even the lowest income, 25th percent, gained about $4,000 income. That's a lot for a lower income family. $6,400 for the middle class and almost $10,000 for the richest. So you can see every income group did better under Trump than Biden by a wide margin. That's the story.
Every income group did better under Donald Trump than they did under Joe Biden. I mean, he says he's just gotten here, right? When you ask him questions about, I just got here, but now all of a sudden you outperformed Joe Biden. I mean, MAGA, do y'all really believe this? I mean, this is clearly a lie and this is clearly a distraction. And if you do believe this, all I want you to do is just come up here and show me your 401k, show me your bank account, show me your pay stubs, show us your utility bills. I don't want to hear a word. Just bring those so we can look at them.
I think when you look at them, they're all something, but this one chart really...
Now he's going to, so now after all of that has happened, he goes to his desk and he goes, everything's great, but there's this one chart that really is my favorite. And you want to know what that one chart is? Let's go through it.
better than...
This is his favorite chart out of all of them.
This is great, but this chart is pretty amazing, right here.
Your
All the
income.
numbers.
It's the one with your income going up. That's his favorite chart.
So we're going to go now over to East Room, and we're going to celebrate some very brave people with the Purple Hearts. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, just to follow up on the India tariffs.
And we're not going to even entertain the questions because none of them were about what we all know they should be about. And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to warm up the lake of fire because I'm looking, wait a minute, MAGA won't send me they won't come up here and defend these fake numbers, but I promise you they will be holding lives and they will be posting things all over social media trying to pretend like these numbers are real, but we all know that they're not real because we know our utility bills haven't been cut in half, right? We know the gas is going up. We know groceries are going up. And we know that our wages, they're not 10 times higher or 6 times higher. No, it's actually the exact opposite. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire. All right. And this goes out to MAGA, who we all know is suffering right now, whether mostly in silence. But I want you to understand every day it's going to continue to get worse for you. All right. And trust me, when this is all said and done, you won't be around to vote. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send them where they came from, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA Dayton.
W Zeus and W to the chat for keeping us all on the same page and we're all being honest. And MAGA, we already know with you, MAGA, the reason why I have to deliver this message like this, unadulterated, right, direct injection, so to speak, is because I understand something about you, and Donald Trump slipped up and he said it. This is what he thinks about you.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
W Zeus. Right? When you're talking to somebody who is in that category, you really got to get straight to the point with these people. It's like, hey, you turned in your assignment. It's an F. Get back. All right. And there's nothing to debate. Go figure out why you made the mistakes you made, because if we give you the answers, then you're not going to learn. And this is where we're truly at as a nation. Now, a couple of more things and then we'll open up the box. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we did hear some good news, and I want to do this because I know I got folks out there who always like to say, oh, Zeus, Zeus, they like to say that I'm a race baiter, but I'm not a race baiter. What I do is I call it like I see it. I'm what they call very, very descriptive. And sometimes when you're being descriptive, you do have to touch on things like race, all right? But if you truly understood who I am and you know where my heart is, you know I'm a person that believes everybody deserves to be treated equally, fairly, and equity is a real issue in this country and it needs to truly be addressed. But I also understand I can't speak like that to some folks because some folks right now, their minds have been corrupted by the MAGA demon. And so with that being said, we're going to lean into some immigration updates. All right. All right. And this is important because, while everything Donald Trump was doing to distract us was occurring, we did get some good news. What is that?
Turning now to breaking news involving Alligator Alcatraz. A Florida judge halting construction at the controversial migrant detention center, at least for now.
The temporary restraining order comes amid a legal fight over the potential environmental impact to the Florida Everglades.
CBS News Miami's Joan Murray has watched the heated debate play out in court for the past 2 days and joins us from downtown Miami with what's next.
Today was a preliminary victory.
So we're going to go ahead and say W for democracy. Alligator Alcatraz is an evil place, and it should never have even been something that these so-called Christians supported. And this is why I believe there's a curse on this nation, in addition to the Epstein curse. All of you Christians out there, you so-called Christians, you ain't nothing but a bunch of liars. You ain't nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. And you're being exposed at every single level. And this is why I say we're really watching something happening in this country that we normally would never, ever see happen. Right? We've never seen all eyes on one individual and them being judged in record time for all of their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds like we do. And it's honestly, ladies and gentlemen, it's happening because of everyone like you. W to the chat. We're not going to surrender our democracy to the 2 brain cells and the 1 teeth hanging out of their mouth. No, that's MAGA. We're not going to imagine that. Living in a country ran by MAGA, it's not going to last long. Now, the next thing we need to also discuss, ladies and gentlemen, did you hear about these ICE agents? Did you hear about these ICE agents out in LA? I did a video about it, right? There's a video on my page, and you should actually go check this video out. It's about LA officials and the Penske truck and federal agents hopping out, going after regular Americans. I'm going to call them Americans because you can't trust what ICE is saying when they say we got this and that. You don't trust their numbers. You got to understand these are people out here looking for work, looking to help America be great. And then you have stuff like this.
Karen Bass is speaking out after yet another federal immigration raid in the Westlake area. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 1. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Creed Winter in today for Lou Parker. Today's raid comes as LA Mayor Karen Bass doubles down on protecting immigrant communities.
KTLA 5's Kimberly Chang is live in Boyle Heights, where local leaders spoke out a short time ago.
Watch this.
Hi, LA Mayor Karen Bass was here along with community and business leaders. They just wrapped up a news conference a few moments ago where she addressed protecting immigrant communities, and she also talked about the federal raid that happened earlier this morning. Take a look.
Let me see if I got a photo of this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I got a photo of this so-called federal raid. All right, let me see if we got something out here. There we go. Let me see if we got it right there, ladies and gentlemen. This is, yeah, Operation Trojan Horse. I just posted a video on my page, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you go and check out this video. All right, and then there's also a video in there that is called Republican Kidnappers from this group Progress Action Fund. Make sure you go and check that out. Actually, go check out their website, progressactionfund.com. They have a saying: when Republicans go low, we go lower. All right. And I looked at this video and I said, oh my gosh, this is really what's happening. Imagine, and you should watch the video because it shows you what these guys are doing when those doors of the truck close and they put these people in there. You got to imagine they're putting women and children in the back of these Penske trucks. And it's the most disturbing, evil, disgusting act I've ever seen. And I really do. People say, Zeus, look, where's Jack Smith? And I really do hope Jack Smith and them are keeping tabs of all these criminals committing war crimes, because these, to me, this is war crimes. This is real war crimes happening underneath our eyes. And so I had to go back in my mind and I said, yeah, when Republicans go low, we got to go lower, because you want to know how low these folks have gone, ladies and gentlemen. Now you all remember this group right here. This is Patriot Front White Nationalist Group. Last year, every year, I told the story about what happened on January 6th, right? And wasn't it true? This is why I say these folks are telling on themselves. Wasn't it true that this same group, one of them got caught, his device had child stuff on it involving children, all right? They got him out of this, and this was a U-Haul. So you got to go. So the tactic of jumping out of U-Hauls, where have we seen this before? And you got to go, oh, with the white supremacist groups. This is who's working at ICE. You see it happening right underneath our eyes. A few years ago, it was a crime to do it. Now they're rewarding folks for doing this. This is insane. This is a huge injustice. This is a grave injustice against the American people, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, it just illustrates how incompetent and dangerous that Donald J. Trump and his administration truly is. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to I see some folks getting triggered out here. Hold on. You Trump supporters, you're getting triggered?
Not happy here.
Hold on.
If you're not happy
getting
here,
triggered?
then you can leave.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy
Go on.
in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Yeah. Just leave this country, MAGA, and go straight to hell. You know what? That's actually a good idea. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire. Right? This is for all of you Trump supporters, Trump voters. You don't even want to call yourselves MAGA anymore, but you're MAGA. You fake Christians that are running around here, hopping out of U-Hauls and Penske trucks, terrorizing men, women, and even the most vulnerable, children, and then professing that, you know what, I'm going to go to heaven. You're not going to heaven. You're going where? Straight to hell!
Silence, you MAGA daily.
W Zeus. But yeah, like I was saying, make sure you go and check out the video on my page, all right, and because there's some knowledge in there, and make sure you check out progressactionfund.com, all right, because they're doing some great work, and like I said, they say things, and I gotta watch their videos. They're incredible. You probably have seen them, but when Republicans go low, we go lower. It seems to be what we got to do in order to save this great country of ours. Yeah. Now, I've done a lot of talking on my end, and I thank all of you for bearing with me, all right? Yeah, because we've already had so much incoming this morning because they don't like it when I get out here and I tell them the truth and shame the devil, but this is what it'll take to save this great country of ours. So let's go to the audience this morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try to be more measured, all right, because I get it. When I'm doing my monologue, I'm giving you a lot of energy. But when I do the one-on-ones, I really do try to be a little bit more reasonable. But it only works if the person that I'm talking to is also making an effort to be reasonable. If they just want to get up here and be nasty and grunt and spew hateful rhetoric and things like that, then there's really nothing I can do. And it really just, it pains me to do it, but I'll drop them like a bad habit, right? So let's try this again, and we'll do it in a couple of ways because I know I have a lot of my great mutuals out here that we want to actually say things as well. But I always have to do this because when I venture off into red spaces, I don't want to hear them say, "Oh, you run an echo chamber," or "You never ever let me talk." No. Every time I do my show, I create a little bit of a window and I say this. Do we have anybody out there that supported Donald Trump, but now is saying, I don't want to support Donald Trump? Anyone out there, please put a 1 in the chat. All right, we'll give them a couple of seconds because I don't got all morning. Let's see if we got somebody out there today that has been listening to what I've been saying, right? We know he's putting out fake numbers about the economy that don't tie to what's happening in your life right now. You're behind on your car payment. You're behind on your utility bills. All right. You're behind on your insurance. You barely can put food in your mouth and take care of the family. And you thought Donald Trump was going to bring you into paradise. Where are you at right now? It's time to come. Okay. I see Veronica. All right. We'll start with Veronica. I think Veronica is. I don't know. W Zena. All right. We'll start with you, Veronica. Maybe you put a 1 on accident. All right, but put a 1, put MAGA, whatever you use to identify yourselves. All right, put it in the chat real quick and we'll give you about 10 or 20 seconds. All right, because that's the first group that I want to reach and talk to this morning. All right. So put a 1 in the chat if you're a voter out there, you're someone who voted for Donald Trump, and now you're starting to see that this was a bad idea and you're looking for a way out. You're looking for an exit. Okay. So, okay, you're gonna continue to suffer in silence. I got it. All right, fair enough. Let's move on to the next group. Are there any Trump supporters out there? Anyone out there still supporting Donald Trump? Go ahead. Please put a 1 in the chat. Anyone out there still supporting Donald Trump? This is the next group, right? We have over 1.5 thousand people in here, which is pretty incredible on Friday because a lot of you could be doing something else, but besides listening to what I'm doing and what we're doing. So anyone out there, I'll give you another 10 seconds. No, I'll give them 15 seconds. I'll give them 15 seconds. Place a 1 in the chat if you are a person still supporting Donald Trump, and you believe that. Okay. All right. I appreciate you. All right. And I won't yell at you because see, I understand how you got there. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Keena, who's Keena? All right. Come on up here. I'm sending some invites to the ones that put 1 in the chat, and they might be hopefully reasonable and can help get us to a place where we actually might have a country. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Tommy. How are you?
Not bad, my boy. What's happening?
All right. It's kind of loud in your background.
Driving my car.
Oh man. Well, we got to get you when it's more quiet. All right.
No problem.
All right, but come on back. All right, come on back. Because I can hear so much noise in the background. All right, but see, it was his mic. We need somebody that's capable, able to actually give us the information we need so that we can actually get some real work done. All right, so let's try this again. Anybody else out there who supports Donald Trump, please identify yourselves in the chat. Queen Flea, you do not support Donald Trump. Knock it off. All right, let's see. So put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter. Let's see. He was moving, and I'm gonna give him about 10 more seconds, and then we'll go on to let's see. Somebody wrote -1. Okay, I see a 1. All right, Ray, come on up here, Ray. Ray, send me a guest request. I can't invite you. I can't invite you, Ray. So send me a guest request. All right. Let's see. Ray. I support him for impeachment. Yeah, me too. Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. Come on now. Yeah, you know they're out there. You've been reporting me the whole show. Isn't that funny? They've been reporting me the whole show. Now I say, well, come up here, express, and tell us how you feel. Y'all quiet as a church mouse. That's crazy stuff. I mean, this is crazy work, ladies and gentlemen. All right, put a 1 in the chat. He needs to be impeached. Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. I'll give you 5 more seconds, and then I gotta move on. Yeah. Grayscale morning. All right, you put a 1 in the chat. All right, you might be the bravest. Today. All right, come on up here, Grayscale morning. I think you're a Trump supporter. I don't know. Quiet as a church mouse. We got 1.6 people in here. 1.7, and none of them. Did I? Oh, it was an accident. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm asking them to be intelligent. How dare I? So alter ego, you think this is an echo chamber? It's not an echo chamber. Didn't I give them alter ego? Haven't I given them at least 2 to 3 minutes to come up here and defend themselves and defend their dear leader? So you can't say it's an echo chamber, alter ego. Seriously. The work that I'm doing, you see I'm the most consistent person getting up here Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. doing this. I'm not difficult to find. But you see you see what we've done. I've literally obliterated all of their lies, their misinformation and the disinformation. It's taken years to do it, but they have nothing to stand on. You know you're desperate when your dear leader is pushing charts that aren't even based on reality. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and say W Zeus. I destroyed MAGA. Another incredible day. I've destroyed and defeated these people. And so what I know is this, and I think I spoke to my mom about it, and I said, why don't they come on? And she says, it's because you're feeding them. It's the kibble, right? You're laying out, you and Shay and Swerve and Nutty, Q Dog, and all of you that come up here, Jim, and Ange, the people, you're feeding them kibble. They know they need it. That's why they come. But they're too ashamed to admit that they need it. Even though we see them coming in, they take from the platform, right? They take the information, they take our time, they take and then they don't have anything to say. They don't give us anything. And this is why I say it's the spirit of greediness. It's a spirit of ungratefulness that's really plaguing this great country of ours. So yeah, W moms and W Zeus. Let me start off with my good friend, Brother Attacking. All right. Good morning, Attacking. How are you doing, sir? Long time no see. You haven't been to class all week long.
I'm good. My body clock has been really, really messed up. And,
yeah.
I apologize.
Okay. Well, then let's go. I appreciate that.
The thing is, Donald Trump firing this BLS, the person, the head of BLS, right?
Yeah.
Under Donald Trump, his first presidency, he hired somebody and put in that position. Donald Trump's numbers went up and down as well. He wasn't removed until 2023 under Joe Biden and replaced by this Erica woman. Been there for a year.
Okay.
How come Donald Trump didn't fire that guy that he hired that wasn't giving him good numbers? Now you have this little show with figures here. Are the numbers going to be real? Are the numbers going to be fabricated?
Nope.
Are his first job numbers? I say his first job numbers are going to come out between 325,000 to 515,000. His first for the new person.
Right.
He's going to harm companies. He's going to harm people because he has to take those numbers.
Yeah.
And then he's going to have to divide, was this healthcare? Was this manufacturing? Was this this? Was it? He's going to have to divide these numbers up amongst these areas, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he could cause companies to file bankruptcy, people to be harmed financially, all because he wants his numbers to look good. Okay?
Yeah.
I put out a video showing that the Democrats have handled the economy and jobs better over the past 50 years. We've added 50 million jobs compared to 1 million jobs under the Republicans. The economy has done better under the Democrats than the Republicans. And these are numbers gathered by the same companies that Trump and his team could use as well. But now all of a sudden, they're bad.
Yeah. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? When do you think we are in a country right now where a lot of folks that voted for Trump seem to not be able to understand numbers? Because maybe this is what the real issue is.
They don't care because they support Donald Trump. There was a survey done. 47% of the American people who support Donald Trump, if he's on the Jeffrey Epstein list,
yeah,
verified 100%, and he's done things,
yeah,
they would still vote for him. 47% of the voters who voted for him to win this last election, they would vote for him. 47%.
Gregory, I see Gregory. Gregory, would you vote for? I mean, we already know he's on the list, but let's just say, Gregory, you had irrefutable evidence, Gregory. That
we have people on this app right now thinking that the tariffs are benefiting the American people. How do the tariffs benefit the American people? They go into the government's coffer. All right? If I'm an importer, I pay for the tariff, and then I pass it on to my consumer. Okay, do they think they're going to get checks? Do they think they're going to get money? I mean, Doge said anywhere between $5,000 and $8,000 we're supposed to be getting, but we're not going to get that.
Nope.
Donald Trump is building a 90,000 square foot ballroom. Why does he need a ballroom? And he's not paying for it. It's going to be on his.
You mean
support.
isn't it 200 million? I think not 90,000. I think it's 200.
No, 90,000 square foot.
Oh, 90,000. Okay, I got it. I thought, but it's the cost.
Yeah, it's $200 million, and he says he's going to pay for it. You still have people saying that he's donating his check. He's making money from you guys while he's in office.
How much? Yeah, because wouldn't you do the same thing? Wouldn't you give up a couple $100s and make millions of dollars instead? That's easy to do. Easy to do.
Yeah, but I don't understand why there are people that we know that we fight with that support Donald Trump and Jeffrey E.
And I see them out here in the audience. CD.
They
Gregory,
don't care. They're blaming the victims. They're blaming the victims. And we know people that say that they worked in this field.
Yeah, and the Bears.
Victims.
The Bears, all 6 of them. They know who they are. Sick. Tiny Tank Top, Tim Tom. I don't even know why you're here and talking.
Right.
MAGA is pathetic. Thank you.
You have J.D. Vance yesterday saying, "Oh no, that reporter, he's lying. We're not having a meeting. We're not having a meeting." And what did they do? They had a meeting. What is Donald Trump's legal team? What is the DOJ going and talking about the list or whatever it might be? Why is to cover for him? Why did they have 1,000 FBI agents scrubbing his name, scratching off his name out of the files? Why? Why is Todd Blanche, his personal attorney, and now working for him in the government, going to talk to Maxwell? Why is she removed from a high secure prison to a low, resort where she can
because she has leverage over Trump. Imagine you saw the photo of her and Trump together, and there's several of them, and she knows all the things he's done.
Why all of a sudden is being an assaulter of women and children acceptable? And why do the people on the right-hand side get upset when we want to talk about why are you letting this man get away with what he's done? Because he's good for the economy. He hasn't done anything for the economy. He's saying the grocery prices are down. They're not down. Gas prices aren't down. Right now, they're talking about the reserve that Donald Trump has a surplus in America, better than Bill Clinton. What the heck? The American people has added to the so-called coffer. What are you guys doing? And when you guys keep saying that people aren't going to be taken off their Medicaid and Medicare, yes, they are. Okay, let's do this.
Wow.
Let's do this. Let's say you have 10 bills you have to pay, and Zeus gives you $1,000 to pay these 10 bills. You have a monthly payment on each one of these 10 bills, and Zeus gives you $1,000. Now Zeus says, "Hey, I can't give you $1,000 anymore. I can give you $800." What happens? The 10 bills that you had to pay, that you were giving $100 each because of 1,000.
Yeah, that's the
now
math.
Zeus is only going to give you 800. Now you have to cut the payment to those bills down to $80. So while in essence it wasn't directed as being finances being taken away, but it was in a sense, because now you have to take away a certain percentage from each one of these bills. You're still paying it, but you're not paying as much.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill did. Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill didn't attack Medicaid or Medicare specifically and exactly. They attacked the umbrella of what's being paid, just like I laid out here.
Yeah.
So this umbrella isn't getting all of the money, it's getting less money. So that means when it disperses the funds to these other areas, the money is going to be less. That's how the defunding happens of these other entities like Medicaid and Medicare. They're not going directly. They're sneaking, going behind the back door and cutting fees that way. All right? And you guys are accepting him. He's not for America first. Why isn't he attacking or doing anything in regards to Russia right now? What happened to the big, beautiful ceasefire? He's attacking Ukraine still. Why is he still doing it? I thought they had a deal. I thought he was the great negotiator and God.
Yeah.
All right?
Tell him.
Again, why is he putting a 50% tariff on Brazil? Why is he putting a tariff on Moldova?
And who pays the tariff, though?
The importer of which
is us. Well, listen, attacking. You're making up for lost time.
If I decide to raise the cost of my product to sell to you, you pay for it. If I decide to swallow the cost, I pay for it. So that's the thing. Yeah. And nobody knows exactly who's going to do what. But listen. They got one more question because we got to move it on, brother. Yeah, go ahead.
But Gregory said, "Why are you so angry?" Could you answer that question? Because this is important. I think this is a good question.
Well, first off, I'm not angry.
No.
What I am is I'm disturbed in the actions of my fellow Americans who are ignoring the fact that there's somebody that they put in charge that is purposely hurting people while you may not feel it, and you're ignoring what he is saying to your face, directly to your face, and reaching behind you and getting into your wallet, and you're just allowing him to do this. I'm not angry.
Yeah.
I'm disturbed that you don't see what's in front of your face because he is a Svengali. He is a hypnotist. He is the guy putting a carrot out in front of your face.
Yeah.
And you're the donkey pulling the cart. And you're trying to get to that carrot.
Yeah.
But you're never going to reach it because he doesn't have anything to benefit you.
Yeah.
He's not for the American people.
Yeah.
He's for himself financially and power hungry wise.
Yeah.
I mean, all of a sudden they're paying $50,000 as a sign-on bonus for ICE workers.
Yeah.
Okay? And without any experience, any knowledge, they want to hire 10,000 new ICE agents. And if there's a $50,000 bonus, it's probably a time limit. You have to stay 90 days or 6 months or whatever to get the 50,000. But take 50,000 and times it by 10,000 and see how much money is being spent on this ridiculous action. This wasn't done under Obama. This wasn't done by Biden.
Nope.
Biden deported in 2023 to 2024 893,000 people.
Yeah.
893,000 people between 2023 and 2024. How come Trump can't do that? But I'm going to drop.
All right. W attacking. No lies detected. Wow, he made up for lost time. He hasn't been here all week. I guess we understand what that's all about. Again, W attacking. And Gregory, I'll tell you why I'm angry. Attacking was really nice. I'm very angry because look at what we have to go through right now, Gregory, because of you. You go to the store. You ever gone to the store recently, Gregory? Did you see what the bills are when you rung it up at the register, Gregory? Did you look at your gas prices? All right. And aren't you tired of being lied to, Gregory? I mean, seriously, you should be outraged. You should be boots on the ground demanding accountability. Aren't you upset about the lack of transparency around these e-files, Gregory? I mean, seriously, you think this is a joke? Shame on you, Gregory. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send Gregory straight to hell this morning.
Silence, you MAGA Dayton.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
All right, let me go into the audience, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look who we get, ladies and gentlemen. My sister, Straight Facts. I haven't heard from you in a minute. Good morning. Well, I saw you this morning, but I didn't know I was going to get to see you and talk to you. Good morning. How are you doing, sis?
I am doing just fine. Now, I saw you this morning, too, and I want to say, hey, I was trying to invite you up, but I know you got things to do, and I got things to do, so I had to get off before I could even get you up there. How you doing, Kingdom? How are you guys doing today?
Hey, we happy now that you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Straight Facts and her family as well. All right, I hope you're doing great. But what's been up lately? Anything you got to say to us? Because you always drop some wisdom and jewels off for us, and you do it. No one else can do what you do.
Well, thank you so much, Zeus. I do, by the way. I have some things to talk about this morning because that's why I came on up in here. Because, it's the hypocrisy. I'm on Malcolm X time right now. And I say that because I pick a person to kind of study every year, one person a year. That's my New Year's resolution. I pick a person and I study Malcolm X's. When we always knew all the stuff that we hear about Malcolm X. Thank you, Swan. I see you, baby.
Swan. I see you.
You see her.
Yes, beautiful.
I know that at a point in time, his mantra was hypocrisy. And that falls on right. It is a lot of hypocrisy going on around here because the same group of people that went over, the descendants of the people that went and got some people to do their work for them, pick their cotton and calling us lazy, the children of the people that they went to go pick the cotton. It's amazing to me how they talk about stuff like that. The same way that they act and pretend like they're so happy about this administration, but they crying at the same time. The system that was made up for them to do well, and now obviously they're not doing well simply for the simple fact that they're crying about it every other day. Remember, and then Zeus, go ahead, Zeus.
No. You're saying that they're not doing well. Most of the Trump supporters are not. They're not doing well.
Right, because they're crying about it.
Because they thought they were going to be doing. They thought they were going to be doing better than you and me and all the other people of color. I see. And now they realizing it ain't going.
No,
that's crazy.
That they put in place for us to fail.
Yeah.
We're not failing. And they're upset. They are mad. Y'all mad. That's what I said. Listen, I have a video on my page, y'all, and I'm re-upping from back in November when Trump first won.
Yeah.
And I said, y'all trying to act like we're the racist one when we actually, black people can't be racist anyway.
Yeah.
But because we picked the black woman, we picked the woman that's the most qualified without any felonies. And a whole bunch of baby daddies and children everywhere. And she happens to be black. In the meantime, in between time, y'all pick the worst candidate with 34 felonies who is a white T-man. You can't tell us anything more. We know. We see it. Stop listening to what they say and watch what they do, because they'll lie.
Yeah.
They the same ones who try to say that they not worried about us, all the while whitewashing history and lying and saying they didn't have a whole WAR in behind trying to keep folks. You hear what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
Supposed to be the less violent ones.
Yeah. W straight facts, ladies and gentlemen, just cooking. Right, Miss Dot? Cooking. You're hurting their feelings the way that you're saying that, and I see Gregory. He's saying prove it. He's really having an outer body experience as you talk.
Let me prove it real quick. It's simple. We don't even gotta go into all the the weeds of the policies of the minutia. All we got to do is talk about this. Y'all talk about 1350 all the time. I saw 1350, 58. You don't never talk about that 74% of them bananas, do you? But let's talk about this stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say bananas, y'all.
I know what you're saying. Oh my God, you good. You're good. I gotta give it to you.
So let's talk about that 1350, but they failed to acknowledge all the WARs that they have started all around the world.
Yeah.
They've been unalived maybe, my estimates, it comes to about 200 million people so far.
Wow. Violence.
How dare you talk about a 1350? We got some catching up to do, if you ask me, Zeus.
Yeah. Tell them W straight facts. And that went right over their head. I know.
They are supposed to not like us so much that you went out and picked the worst person that you can possibly pick, but you stay in my brother and everybody else's that's black on this app. You stay in our lives. You trying to get invited to the cookout. You can't mind your business. We have separate but equal. But in that separation but equality, let y'all know that we was over here minding our business, having a good time, making some money and enjoying ourselves. But y'all had to come burn the stuff down. You know why? Because it's called jealousy and envy. Zeus is not racist.
They jealous of us. Oh my God. MAGA, you think MAGA is jealous of us too? Wow.
It's jealousy and envy. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me say this because I don't stay for long because I got things to do.
Yeah.
Over here getting on me.
You doing a lot though. You doing a lot. I mean, we got you in the game and you scoring and doing all that. I'm like, wow, W straight facts. So keep on going.
People to understand, because sometimes it's hard for folks to understand when you get to using all these words and explaining, and I ain't got time. I don't got time for that. They're not worth it, and they're not actually that intelligent. But let me say this, because I used to think No Child Left Behind was us, Zeus, but I'm slowly figuring out that it has nothing to do with us. It's all about the embarrassment of the white tea envelopian thin lipians, because they knew that they were not going to measure up to us who had to know what we were talking about when we went to go get jobs versus them.
Yeah.
Getting hired because it was a shake a hand, meet a friend type thing. You hear what I'm saying? They don't do that anymore, and so they pissed off. But let me say this, Zeus, before I get out of here. You know, I hear him every now and again come up here, Zeus, and try to talk about your name, Zeus, right?
Yeah.
They try to tell you how it's a Greek god.
Yeah, they try that. Yeah.
Hold on, Zeus. Hold on. Let me put it on up here in the window. You know, I like to show things. I like to, because some people are visual learners, and I am that.
You gonna take them back to Africa?
Yeah, let me put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard y'all should use it.
Yeah.
Because you can input information into AI, right?
Yeah.
And it'll spit back at you what you think what it should look like. Let me let you hear this young man talk about it real quick.
Okay.
I think it's worth the listen.
W straight facts. She about to fry some brain cells this morning. And I didn't want you to do this, but you caught on to it. Got it. Wow.
Yeah, because they like to talk that mess. They like to try to make us think that, we're the unintelligent ones, when in actuality, the Greeks actually learned everything that they know because of Kemet, Egypt. They went and learned in Timbuktu. That's where they got their information.
Hit them straight facts.
Let me go here. So this picture that you see in the window is Zeus. It's when you put it in AI and you tell it to come up to conjure up what you put in there, this is the image that it brings up, because this is why. Let me let this young man explain it to you.
This is free. Oh my gosh, straight facts. You gonna do it to him like this?
Mirrored in the principal gods of the Greek pantheon. The Greek deities themselves descend directly from their Nubio-Kemetic analogs, and in many instances were originally venerated in their black forms before undergoing Europeanization. So Greek epics describe both Zeus and his offspring as black. Zeus bore the epithet Ethiop, literally the black. Moreover, as in the Nubio-Kemetic tradition, Zeus was invested with multiple appellations, reflecting the African cultural practice of adorning a leader or deity with a series of honorific names. Zeus, the supreme deity of the Aegean pantheon, thus emerges as a direct heir to the African pantheon, but he is by no means unique. All major Greek gods.
I'm gonna leave it there because I'm tired of y'all running.
W straight facts. They just found out that Zeus was black.
Oh, that's what they found out. Zeus. They found out that Zeus was black.
Wow.
See, I keep on explaining to y'all. Stop listening to what these people are saying and watch what they're doing, and go get and look for the history. This gentleman that has his YouTube channel called Without History, go and look it up. Subscribe to his channel, and I'm going to subscribe now.
Yeah.
Because it will give you insight. He breaks down numbers for you. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
People do. And when you realize to yourself that there was a concerted effort to erase our blackness, then you have to ask yourself why.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because we are the blueprint.
Amen.
Stop talking about your FBA. Stop doing that, because you're saying that you came here not on the ships as a slave, and then you turn around and say you deserve reparations. Well, if you didn't come over here as a slave, you don't deserve reparations. Stop saying that.
Thank you. Thank you.
White folks know it sounds stupid. We migrated out of Africa and we went around the world. So absolutely, we were everywhere first because we are the blueprint. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
All right.
I appreciate you, brother. You know I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day.
All right, you too, ladies and gentlemen. W straight facts. No lies detected. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is a complete annihilation and obliteration of MAGA and all MAGA stands for. MAGA has nothing left to stand on, ladies and gentlemen. They've been getting totally destroyed this entire show, and it's because they dwell and peddle misinformation and disinformation. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you know, what goes around truly does come around, all right? Good morning, Takesha. Wow, what a credible lineup. Hey, Takesha, how's it going?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right, and you?
I don't know, Zeus. Let me say this
Uh-oh. Go
because
ahead.
I know that according to the word, these things must be.
Mm.
You know, we got to go through this punishment because the people begged for a king, and God gave them Saul Jr.
Mm.
And so we got to go through some rough times. Zeus. We got to go through a little touch of famine and a
Yeah.
little touch of high prices, and because he got to show us that what we beg for, we really don't want.
Mm.
So because the people beg for Donald Trump, the Lord is going to let us go through some catastrophic times.
Nasty.
Mark my words when I
Yeah.
say this.
Yeah.
And it's already showing because of fake numbers.
Yeah.
Zeus, the people going to believe the fake numbers, and we're going to get fake numbers for the next, for the next 4 years, even when Trump is put out.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance going to continue with the fake numbers through this term.
Mm.
But people going to go to the store, Zeus, and they're going to see the prices are up. People are going to go to the pump, and they're going to see the prices are up. People are going to see people businesses shut down. They're going to see more people losing their jobs.
Yeah.
See more people hungry. They're going to see more people needing assistance, Zeus.
Yeah.
And just because Trump keeps giving them these fake numbers, they're going to believe Trump versus what their own eyes are showing them. And that's what's going to be sad, Zeus.
Wow.
I'm going to put it to you like this.
Wow. That's crazy.
Trump's first term, Zeus,
Yeah.
was Pharaoh. He was Pharaoh in the first term. The Lord kept saying, let my people go, let my people go. But his heart was hard.
Thank you, Kelly.
And he wouldn't let the people go.
Yeah.
So God rescued the people from Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Told them, I'm going to give you a land of milk and honey. Mm-hmm. But the people didn't like that they went through the little hard time, which was the rough patch of Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. It wasn't Biden's fault, Zeus, but they didn't want to go through the rough patch to get to the land of milk and honey, Zeus. So what they did, Zeus, they said, you know what, even though you giving us a little, Lord, we still sustained out here. We might not be able to do what we used to do.
Yeah.
But, we having a rough patch right now.
Yeah.
We want to go back to Donald Trump where we thought life was better.
Oh.
Even though God was giving us a little manna from heaven.
Wow.
We didn't want the manna, Zeus.
Amen.
We want a steak.
Amen. Preach that.
We want us a steak from the steakhouse.
Wow.
We ain't
Ungrateful.
We're not satisfied with the fact that even though in the midst of all this, you still taking care of us.
Amen.
We want to go back to where we were mistreated, but we had more. God said, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you what you're praying for. Let me take you back, and now I'm going to give you Saul.
Oh.
We in the land of Saul.
Wow.
We in the time and era of Saul.
Wow.
We finna catch pure D hell. And it's because of the people that wanted Donald Trump.
Wow. That's sick. But you're right. Yeah, you're right.
I see it as plain as day. It's in the Bible. That Bible don't lie. Donald Trump finna tear our a-holes up.
Wow.
Already started, Zeus. And let me say this for the people that think that countries pay tariffs.
Okay. Wow, you own it.
Let's just say the country pay tariffs. After they pay that hike, if you think them folks gonna still charge the same price and lose money so America can win, you're stupid. You're stupid.
Oh.
If you think a country is paying a tariff and they're gonna still charge the same price to the American people and we gonna be winning, you're stupid.
The two brain cells. Amen. W, Takesha. Because they got two brain cells, Takesha, and one tooth.
They don't even have a brain cell. Talking about two. These people are uneducated. That's why they want to keep on dismantling the education. They want to keep you stupid.
And and normally, Takesha, I would say we don't want to insult people, but you're being descriptive. You're descriptive. It's not an insult.
You got an insult to make people come guarantee, Zeus,
Yeah.
if I'm in another country and I'm selling parts for BMW,
Mm.
I get a tariff. I'm not leaving no prices the same to help the American people survive. Y'all gotta think.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, the people that wrote Project 2025, they got numbers ain't nobody ever seen. Ain't nobody got these
Yeah.
numbers, Zeus. We the only people
Yeah.
got these numbers. We got numbers
Mm.
don't nobody know because you made them up.
Wow.
You
Wow.
made them up.
Made them up.
That
Selling it.
yesterday was a bunch of bull crap. We saw bridges being built. We saw roads being repaired. Now all of a sudden Joe Biden ain't do absolutely nothing according
Yeah.
to their graph and they chart. Zeus,
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous what they can tell these people and these people fall for. It is a crime and a shame. But I'm going to say this and I'm going to go.
Okay. Hit them with it.
I am praying that whoever got the Donald Trump stronghold,
Mm-hmm.
that the Lord tear down
Okay.
before it's too late. That he
Fair enough.
remove the scales off your eyes for this man.
Could
That
they-
he bring you into truth
Yeah.
rather than lies. Because he said a liar will not tarry into the kingdom of heaven. He didn't say you couldn't tell one lie. He said a liar. And every day Donald Trump is breathing, he's lying. He will not get into the kingdom. And if you keep riding his back, neither will you. Have a great day, Drew.
W to Keisha. I mean, no lies detected. And again, I see these folk getting worked up when she gets up here and she starts telling the truth. W to the chat. To the Trump supporters that are getting triggered.
If you're not happy here,
right,
then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
That's another W, Zeus. So as you can see, MAGA is they're starting to understand very simply. We're not entertaining any of the misinformation and the disinformation. Either you got the goods or you don't. If you got the proof that Donald Trump's numbers are correct, then just bring it into the show. All right. What we want to see are your utility bills from when Biden was in office and compare that to what's going on today. Same with the gas prices, and definitely bring your savings account information, not the actual numbers. Just show us the amounts, show us the balances, and show us your 401k. You don't got to say a word. Don't even try to explain it to us. We can do the math on our own. All right. And so that's really the only way I think MAGA will learn their lesson. And Takesha, you're a lot nicer than me, but I'm actually looking forward to the day, and I'm probably going to get into trouble for saying it. But what I'm looking for is I want to start seeing really lose their houses. All right. Looking for is I want to start seeing really lose their houses. All right. I want to start seeing some of these here. I want them to start losing their rent or they own it. I want to start seeing them, losing their cars and stuff like that because they lost their job, right? And then they lose their family. Okay, some of them are getting rounded up and caught up in some of the mass deportation. That's when reality starts to sink in, and when it all starts to happen to them. And this is why I say to you, Trump supporters, it's going to be a point where we're not even going to try to even work with you because it's going to be too late. Oh, now you want me to help out? Why? If you could you help start a GoFundMe, Zeus? Yeah, I need money to fix my car and pay my rent. How much you need? Oh, I need about $600. Okay, Zeus. And you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, that's interesting. Let me think about it. W, Zeus. All right, that's what I'm going to say.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
Right, W, Zeus. Why do you need me to restart? Why do you need me to restart straight facts? I think we're good. All right. If not, it is what it is because I don't like breaking it up like that. All right, let's move it along. All right. Let's move it along. All right. Let's see. All right. Because it's glitching. All right. It's glitching. Well, I can reflash. Let's see if maybe hold on. Is it glitching? Is the live glitching? Okay. Because, if you do it, it breaks it up. And then I got to be like, when I upload it to YouTube, that's what I'm trying to avoid. It's not like I don't want to do it. Oh, it's glitching. There's some saying no, it's fine. No, it's fine. Yes. I can hold on. Let's see this.
Then. So how's the case?
Jeez, welcome, Lee. I don't know now. It's just all right. Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? I just refreshed it. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay, you can hear me. You can see me.
We can hear you just fine. And we can
Okay, good. All right. I just swiped out, relaunched it. All right, let's go. All right, Nutty, welcome.
Hey, Zeus. So
yes.
After Takesha, so in the black church, we First Sunday is a sacred Sunday in the black church. First Sunday is communion Sunday, and I feel like after Takesha got up in this box, I feel like she preached a communion sermon. And so all I got to say behind Takesha is this do in remembrance of me. Now I just got to administer communion. So Takesha began up here preaching.
Yeah, she sure do. I love it.
Listen. Y'all about to have a heart attack. Because Donald Trump is right.
About what?
In your monologue this morning. Can you go back to that chart that he was holding up when you were talking about the numbers?
Which one? He had his favorite one?
When the numbers were going up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When the numbers were going up and he talked about COVID.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Okay, let's see. Yes. This one right here.
Yes. He was correct. He y'all, that chart is real. Now, let me tell you the part that's fictitious about that chart. The numbers, the wages. So I think Zeus, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he say that the incomes under Trump rose 10 times greater? It was 10 times, not 10,000, Zeus. It was 10 times greater than Biden.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Here's the correct statement in all of that. That did happen, Zeus. But it wasn't for us. It was for him.
Oh.
It was for him.
Wow.
And it was under Joe Biden. It was under Joe Biden that Tiny Tank Top 10, whatever the heck his name is.
Yeah, turkey neck too.
It was under Joe Biden that he got the additional $25,000 because he has a combined with he and his wife. He has a combined income of $50,000. Now, let me make it clear. Clear. I am not talking about someone's income because any money that you make and that's an honest living, it's an honest living.
Yeah.
So, but Tim, Tom, Tank Top, whatever your name is, do you not see how you were thriving under Biden? I thrived under Biden. Zeus, do you remember about a year ago, I actually screenshotted my 401k. And I showed you all my 401k. And I showed y'all the loss in my 401k.
Yeah.
I wish that was the only loss that I had because my 401k, because people are saying my 401k right now is great. You are a lie.
Yeah.
The devil is a lie. Your 401k cannot be great and ours are struggling. It's just not possible because we're part of the same market.
Yep.
So when you say that your 401k is great, you're lying. I don't even need to see your 401k because I know what mine is doing right now, and it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. MAGA Queen, you keep talking, you keep chirping, but I invited you to come to the box.
Oh.
I invited you because I would love to have a conversation. I don't want to fight. I don't want to yell. I don't want to kick and scream. I want to converse. But see, that's the problem with people like you, MAGA Queen. You guys just want to get in the comments and you want to chirp You want to chirp. You want to chirp. You don't want to give facts. You don't want to give evidence. You don't want to show proof. So
Facts.
you just get in the comments and you just chirp because you can't be held accountable, or so you think. You can't be held accountable in the comment section.
Hey, man. Hit her, Nutty. See, she needs that. MAGA Queen, listen. Either you're going to put up or you got to zip it. Seriously, stop antagonizing folks in here. There's folks here are trying to learn and keep up.
Straight Facts said it. Straight Facts said it best. They keep talking about things and they don't know what they're talking about. So one thing she said that I've been saying for a while now.
Yeah.
I've been in my Malcolm mode. I've been in my Malcolm mode, and since you slapped my hand about a month and a half ago, I try to be a little bit better when I get on your channel.
Well, I appreciate it.
But by any means necessary, and I'll let you take that for whatever you want to take it for.
It is what it is at this point.
And MAGA, if you want to take it as a threat, then so be it. But by any means necessary.
Yeah.
And I want to speak every syllable so you can understand it.
Yeah. He means it. I can tell he really does mean that.
By any means necessary. It's time out for the pleasantries. The difference between the DNC and the RNC is that even though the DNC got a lot of work to do, they're trying to play by a set of rules that no longer exist. This is why if Republicans are going to cheat out in the open, then we're going to do the same. Because how can you ever win a game when cheating is going forward? And we know the referees know the cheating is going on, but yet they still allow it. That's the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the referees. They know the cheating is going on. They know that Hot Wheels Greg Abbott. They know that he cannot legally, constitutionally, cannot call for a census in the middle of the game. Constitutionally, he cannot tell them not to count undocumented immigrants.
Yeah.
Because since the 1700s, we've been counting the undocumented. Because it doesn't say, the Constitution and the rules doesn't say citizens. It says persons. Persons. Not citizens.
You hear that? Thank you. That's a free information for you, you MAGA demons. And MAGA Queen, you should just drop the whole Queen part. You just a MAGA demon.
You know what's interesting, Zeus? You know what's interesting? So for the last couple of weeks, I've been telling you, we've been doing a Constitutional 101 classes in session.
Correct.
Every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
The Constitution 101. None of these MAGA folks come into the room. None of them. MAGA Queen, I don't see you in the room. This is a free education that you're getting. This is not opinions. When we talk about the Constitution and we talk about the amendments and we give Supreme Court cases, we don't give opinions. We're giving you the actual case. And we're breaking down the Constitution word for word. What more do you want? You can't come in and say fake news. Fake news. Because if you say fake news to the Constitution, that tells us everything we already knew anyway, is that you don't believe in the Constitution. So anyway, I'm out of here, Zeus.
Got him, Nutty. Nutty. Appreciate that, Nutty. I'll try to get MAGA Queen up here for us, all right? I'll try to get her up here, because if she does come up here, you and I definitely need to hold court, all right, with her.
Well, she's not coming. She's fleeing. She's fleeing like a criminal flee to police.
Yeah, she can come up here and defend what she's saying. I got a little energy today, and it won't take long. But MAGA Queen, please.
So come someone on up here and defend yourself again.
Yeah.
So Constitution 101 classes in session every Sunday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time.
Amen.
So with that being said, thank you, Zeus. Have a great day.
All right. W Nutty, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Nutty a huge. Hold on. I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. This is an idea that just came and it popped in my head. All right, hold on. All right, hold on. Bear with me, please, ladies and gentlemen. Please bear with me. All right, hold on. Please. Hold on. Tiny Tom, can I ask you a serious question? Who is between you and MAGA Queen? Which one of you are the mascot?
Well, I want to know.
Did you hear my question?
Why will Ned talk about me, but not to me?
I'll get to that, but could you confirm out of the two of you?
That's the only thing I want to know.
No. Honestly,
you talk about me, but not to me.
Okay, I'll answer yours if you answer mine. All right, seriously. Which one of you are the mascot? Okay, but which one of you is the mascot? Because I don't want to. I want to make sure I'm directing it.
No.
So, are you the mascot, or is she the mascot?
No.
Because you guys are running some sort of tag team operation, but I don't know what it's about.
Neither one of us.
Okay, so who's the brains of the operation? Who's the brains?
Why
Tom,
will you talk about me, but not to me?
I'm going to answer that, but I need to make sure I'm talking to the brains of the operation.
You're afraid to. You're afraid to.
Who's the brains of your operation?
Know that you're a joke.
Okay, so you must be the brains.
And I want my poem from Takalata Shadisha. I want my poem. She hasn't given me one yet.
Okay,
I'm not allowed to mention her name.
Okay, so Tiny Tank Top Tom, I'm assuming he's the brains of the operation. And I'll just say this, Tom. Turkey Neck, I forgot to add that. You gotta calm down.
But I'll tell you what.
Hold on. Hold on. He wants to get it out, but I'm not gonna let him.
Since you won't.
Okay. So
Nutty won't talk to me. I'll talk to him.
Okay. Well, can you talk to? Oops. Can you do me a favor, Tom? All right. Hold on. You made me do something I didn't want to do. Say it from the comment section. All right. W Zeus. He wants to try to get the show taken down, and we're not going to let that happen. So Tiny Tank Top Tom, I'll answer your question. We don't need to hear from you, W Rick. All right. Hold on, let me get my backup back up here because the backup is doing a lot. The backup is doing a lot, ladies and gentlemen, keeping the demons out as well. We don't necessarily need to hear from you because we understand what's happening where you're at. In so many short words, you're not really qualified to have this conversation. You're not mature enough to have the conversation. I believe what you like to do is get in my box and try to get your, I would say 15 minutes of fame, but it's more like 20 seconds of fame. And that's 20 seconds. That says a lot about your entire life, if you know what I'm saying, because you probably never gone beyond 20 seconds at anything. And so if you're not in a position to actually receive the information, Tiny Tank Top Tom, it's in everyone's best interest that we don't let you ruin it for everybody. And it would be equivalent almost like, I would imagine you've probably polished up your resume the best you could, because let's just face it. We know your story. The combined income isn't enough. And she's yelling at you. The kids are saying, and I don't want to bring them into it, but it's stressful for you. And the only solution you have would be to honestly apply yourself and try to go out and get a position that would definitely force your family to, at least respect you some more, right? Because we already know you're like 5'5" and you're out of shape and stuff like that. But you know that if you could just get your hands on a paycheck, and if a paycheck came in one day and it was like $10,000-$20,000, you would get a lot of respect in that house. And so that's what's really eating away at you. And so Straight Facts spoke on it. She said they're mad, they're not doing good right now. And so one of the things Dom was saying, him and all the Trump supporters are saying, they said, well, once Trump wins the election, I can't wait to see you Democrats on TikTok cry. Am I right, Tiny TikTok, Tim Tom? Once Trump won, my live on TikTok was supposed to go down. Straight Facts' live was supposed to go down. And all these other content creators, their lives on TikTok were supposed to end. And their lives, they were supposed to go and start doing big numbers. And it's not happened. So there's that reality that they're struggling to deal with. And the only thing I can say to you, Tiny Tank Top Tom, is it's not a problem with the Democrats. It's not a problem with Zeus. It's actually you. Right? right? We're trying to help you, but some of us don't have the bandwidth and the patience to sit down and keep breaking it down to you at an elementary level about what's really going on. But the simplest thing that I could say to you is this: every decision you've made in your life, it's why you're where you're at right now, right? And every decision that I've made is probably why I'm where I'm at right now, obviously. And in fact, I'm actually Triple H and good looking. Thank you. That's W, Zeus. And so, accountability, it really does need to start with you. All right? You have to go look in the mirror at some point in your life and say, I did this to myself. I thought I was a smart person when I made that choice. But now I understand it really wasn't a good choice. And I would really do better in life if I would listen to people who are actually more successful than me, that are actually trying to give me the information that I need to get to the next level, right? Because as long as you continue to fight folks like me, Tiny Tank Top, Tim Tom, people who know better and are doing better, then this is going to continue to happen, right? You're showing up to the class every day and you're literally getting the same grade every day. F, and as Little Hawk said, F minus. You're getting an F minus every single day. And you've been doing this for like over a year, bro. When are you going to learn? You know what they say the definition of insanity is, and we all know this, but it's doing the same thing over and over and it really expecting a different result. Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, I hate to say it to you, but you're insane. You live in an insane asylum. Did you know that? You are insane, and so is MAGA Queen. That's why I was asking, which one is the brains and which one is the mascot? Because whoever is whatever, maybe y'all should switch roles or something. Let her be the brains. If you're the brain, let her be the... I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's truly embarrassing. None of the stuff you thought, honestly, you thought whatever you thought was going to destroy me and make me less relevant or less important, it hasn't worked. Even voting for Donald Trump, none of that has worked. Even the mass deportations, none of that stuff is working. You're still and I hate to say it, you're still a loser. Point out one thing, and if you want me to bring you back up and have this moment with you, I don't mind doing it. But just tell me in the chat, and I'll know if you're being sincere. Name one thing, Tom, that you're winning at. Name one thing in life that you're winning at. Just write it down in the comment section. Just tell me one thing you're winning at. Because I shouldn't have to take time out of my morning to really deal with stuff like this. This is really truly beneath me in most cases. But what is one thing you're really winning at, Tom, in life? And if you really were winning, it wouldn't be that difficult for you to come up with an answer. Maybe this is an exercise for all of you Trump supporters. I'm going to open it up. Name one thing you're winning at. Because Donald Trump, I'll be honest with you, he's winning. He's winning because I'll tell you why Trump is winning. Now I get to go. Now I got to do it, all right? Hold on.
You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for a second, do you?
I'm going off teleprompter for a second. Donald Trump is winning, MAGA, because he's figured out a way to really humiliate you to the lowest levels a person could be humiliated at, right? Not only is he lying to you, right? He's cheating on all of you, right? He's not loyal to any of you. And he's doing the one thing that a person could do to really let you know they're a threat to you. He's going after your wallet. He every day, and you don't got to take my word for it. Just go subscribe to any of his websites, any of his listservs. Every day he's asking you, I need more money. I need more money. And then he goes on the TV and he tells you life is really great. Life is really great. But you've never sat back and seen and asked yourself, name one Trump supporter that's actually been at Mar-a-Lago. Because, you know, his emails say, this is your chance to come meet me. And name one Trump supporter that's actually been to Mar-a-Lago and hung out with him and his family. Everything is about him eating and you starving. And you know it. Everything Donald Trump does, MAGA, is about him eating and you starving. So I could ask Donald Trump, how are you winning? He could point to billions and billions of dollars he's made, right? He could point out all the people that were working for him in the government that he let go and fired, even some of them being Trump supporters. He could point at things and actually show he's actually winning. All right. He could point at the fact that he has not even released the Epstein files. Right. And that y'all still support him after he told you he doesn't need your vote and that you're stupid. You're weak. You're panicking. He said that about you. And y'all still are giving this man all you have. So again, I don't know if he put the answer in it, but Tiny Take Top Tier Tom, what exactly are you winning at? I don't get it. Did I miss something? What are you winning? Write it in the comments section. Any Trump supporter, what on earth are you winning? Zeus is crashing out. So you win because I crash out, MAGA Queen? After all the stuff I just said? After all, MAGA Queen. So clearly you're not the brains of the operation. So I'll go back to you, Tiny Take Top Tim Tom. The one working somewhere, doing whatever you do. What are you winning? Elections? You don't win elections. Was your name on the ballot? When you say you won an election, was your name on the ballot, or is the guy that's ripping you off on the ballot winning? You are not Donald Trump. Let me say that again to the Trump supporters. And I just thought of that. You aren't Donald Trump. Did you know that? Did you know you're not Donald Trump? You don't have a wife. Do you really think you have a wife like Melania? Do you think that? You think you got Trump Force One and you think you can go around here and lie to people and get away with it without being held accountable? Seriously? This is what I'm saying. It's a derangement. It's a sickness going on in this great country of ours. So Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, I've given you so much opportunity, you and your mascot, MAGA Queen, to point out one thing that you're winning at, and it's obvious you're not winning. You're losing. Zeus, you see my pain? You don't see. There's no pain. It's actually quite sad, Viper. You too. Instead of, look at this. No, sir. No, sir. Harris didn't have a chance. W, Rick. You know what? Kamala Harris is living her life. Did you know that? She ain't worried about none of this. I mean, she's going to keep up the fight, but she understands what's happening, just like Takesha said. This is something that the nation has to go through in order for some folks to get basically dealt with. That's why I say it, Tiny Tank Top Tim, and to the Trump supporter. A lot of y'all ain't going to be here next time to vote. A lot of you are not going to be here because Donald Trump is taking away your ability to get access to health care, right? You don't know it. He's cutting funding for research. You didn't know this. This is going to harm children. This is going to harm women. This is going to harm you. He's basically destroying the jobs in the economy, so you're not going to be able to provide. A lot of you won't be around to vote next election, and it's all self-inflicted. So, again, yeah, where's the list? He says he'll be here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the Lake of Fire once again, one more time. And this is for Tiny Tank Top Tim and his mascot, MAGA Queen, who refuse to accept the fact they're not winning. They're losing. And it's only going to get a lot worse for them because they're going to end up drowning, and there's not even going to be people that want to help them. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send these folks out right back into the lake they came out of. Straight to hell!
Silence, you MAGA demon!
W Zeus. I mean, and that was the cleanest. I could honestly keep it. All right, but a lot of you know what I wanted to say. All right, you really do know what I wanted to say. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, what do we got here? Oh my gosh. All righty then, let's see. Oh my God, look at the time. Look at the time. I got to talk to my friend Shay. Good morning, Shay. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm a little hot right now. It started to get a little warm over here, but you know, it is what it is.
I'm telling you, we try to get them up, and they can't actually have a conversation. They just get so angry.
Well, because they're losing.
Well, they are. They're losing, and they know it. And I loved how you said you didn't win the election. Your name was not on the ballot. That's like that hit me, Zeus, because it's so true. That's what they always say.
Yeah.
We won. We won. We won. You lost. Like we're in a football game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's where's your pom poms and you're wearing your red colors and that is why they will fall for everything. Like that ridiculous chart.
Yeah.
They held up that chart.
Yeah.
In the White House and did not explain any of it. Didn't explain it.
Yeah.
He just held it up and said, look at my job numbers. It was much better than Biden's.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Just some random. Remember Sharpie Gate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that?
The hurricane.
Yeah. Sharpie on a weather map and said the hurricane's going to go here, not here.
Vicky. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I remember it.
Remember? I'm like, and you guys voted for this back in the office. Like, this is such. And here's the deal: you can't to literally sit here and say, I'm going to hire people that will lie to the American people what the numbers are.
Yeah.
You're okay with this? The master spinner. This is what we're doing now. You don't want the truth anymore. You just want the shenanigans. You want to be lied to. This is what you're accepting, Tom and MAGA Queen. This is what y'all want because you thought you won the election. Your name was on the ballot. None of us voted for you fools. Nobody voted for you.
They can't even get 4 or 5 people to come see them on TikTok.
Exactly. That's
what
why
the heck are you winning?
They want attention from us, from the 2,000 people you get in here regularly. That's what they want because they know they don't get attention anywhere else. They don't even really have a group of their own thinking people that they hang out with. It's a very small group.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's fine. I mean, quote unquote, size really doesn't matter. You guys hang out where you want to, right? But the point is you're in here every day and then you cry victim, but yet you get up here and say, we cry victim. It's weird, Tom. You don't have to be here. And then nobody will ever talk to you. It's the same thing with the other people over there. I won't say their names. You know what I'm talking about. Little furry creatures. Right?
Yeah, the bears.
The bears. I mean, and listen, the only reason they ever got that moniker is because they came in giving Russian disinformation back years ago on your channel. And then they started calling themselves this. So it's like they brought it on themselves. And so anytime a discussion happens, it's because you brought it on yourself. You're not a victim. Nobody's a victim here. Right? If I get raked over the coals and I said something wrong, I gotta take it. Right?
Yeah.
We all are in that situation. I'm not a victim of anything. And size does matter. I hear you, lady girl.
Lady boss. Size does matter. We know that, but because it doesn't matter if you're talking about what you're talking about or even the wallet. It does matter. And one thing we know is these folks in here, like Tiny Tank Top Tim, Tom, both he's small. He's showing up short in all categories.
Oh, he is, and it's just like I said. They just want to cry. They just want to be victims, and it's really sad. But I have to show you this.
Oh, South Park. I remember that. Yeah. Christy Gnome.
Christy Gnome. It's literally that's South Park's X page, Twitter page.
Wow.
Cover.
I mean, and it's hilarious, but it's actually accurate. This is what you see. When I see MAGA Queen, this is what I see. The mascot. Absolutely. Yeah, this is what MAGA Queen looks like in my head. Yeah. Disgusting. Vile.
It really is. And this is what you voted for, guys. You voted for this ridiculousness. And that's why SNL, that's why South Park, that's why so many people can literally make skits because it's true. You can take the absurdity and turn it into what it looks like.
You know, I can't look at MAGA Queen's ugly face for that long, Shay. All right, but MAGA Queen, fix your face. All right, seriously. It's one thing to be ugly on the outside, but when you're also ugly on the inside, it's even worse.
No, absolutely. I mean, this one's always good. I like this one too. But you know, size matters.
Yeah. W. Shay. And Shay, I hate to show this side of me to MAGA sometimes, all right, to be honest with you, because a lot of them think Democrats, especially us men, we're soft, and they try to act like we don't get it. We get it. We can be harsh. We can be, in the weeds, so to speak, right? I mean, but why do that? Why not be a better person, all right? And Shay got a good job. Because when somebody said make it big, all right, fine. I'll do it, but then I'll take it down. Okay, I got to take it down. All right, let's see. Okay, my goodness. Oh, my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, because, we know what they'll do to us, all right? Oops, I'm so sorry.
I mean,
yeah.
It's a little sausage. It's
But you
not-
know what they could possibly be. W. Shay. Small in all categories.
In all categories. So, yeah, that's all. I mean, there's so much to say, but it's really... when you said that, I said, yeah, that's such a good way to say that. Your name wasn't on the ballot. You didn't actually win. America is going to lose out of this. India is not backing down. China's not backing down. Russia's not going to back down. None of these really veiled threats that he's putting out there, they don't care. I even told him to, you can't sit there and tell India what to do. What's wrong with you?
Bingo.
We're sovereign nations. I mean, so... He's not winning. It's all bluff. He's Taco, right?
Yeah.
So he threatens Russia with 50 days if he doesn't do it. And then he's like, well, I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I mean, how are y'all still falling for this?
Low self-esteem, Shay. These people are losing. They got low self-esteem, and they've convinced themselves that they won the election when their name wasn't even on the ballot. It's just, while they're getting robbed blind. I mean, they're getting not even blind. They're watching him rob them, and they're enjoying it. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
Bizarre, and it's really sad. But we'll keep spreading the truth up here.
Yep.
That's why y'all all come in here, even though you cry victims, CD, and everybody else. We see you in here. You look pathetic, but hey, you're welcome to be here because at least you're getting some truth here.
Amen.
All right,
Amen. All right, W. Shay, ladies and gentlemen. All right. No lies detected. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. Big Zeus has to get up out of here. We've had an incredible show. What an incredible show. I want to give a special thank you to each and every single one of you who tuned in today. And actually, we did what we needed to do this week, holding these folks accountable for all the lies and the misinformation. All right, especially W to all of you in the audience. Special thank you also to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is: entertaining, engaging, and educational. All right, and I also want to say, I forgot to plug them. The ProgressActionFund.com. Check out their website again. You might see some incredible things happening with them, but make sure you go and check them out. Like they say, when Republicans go low, we go lower. I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and you know exactly who this goes out to. This goes out to each and every single one of these Zeus haters out there, all right? And they know exactly who they are. And the simplest way to put it is these people are losing, and they're acting like winners. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send these confused knuckle draggers where they belong. Let's send them to hell one last time.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, and on that note, we're going to wrap it up with some more music from the album coming out, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We're going to play it again, Impeachment Interlude. And you know, this is Big Zeus. This is me. So the project is underway and it's coming out. And then we're out of here, all right?
Impeachment Interlude. They coming for the gun. They coming for the gun. Impeachment Interlude. They trying to take my throne. Got the plug and the votes. Whipping work on the phone. Diamonds dancing on my chain. Yeah, I'm ice cold. They plotting on my downfall, but I won't fold. Impeachment Interlude. Dodging all these snakes. Counting blue checks. Yeah, my legacy's at stake. Sipping on that power. Yeah, leaning in the booth. They talk about some charges, but they know I'm bulletproof. Yeah, I'm riding through the city with the top off. Secret Service trailing, yeah, tell them back off. They wanna see me cuffed, wanna put me in a box. I'm moving like a king, can't checkmate a boss. Oval Office lit, and you know I stay dripping. Pulling up in foreigns, and you know it stay different. Throwing shade, yeah, you know I shine like a beacon. Impeachment talk got me dodging all this treason. Yeah, I'm popping like a scandal. This that Watergate flow. Got the ops in a panic, they don't even wanna know. Red, white, and blue, watch my money, it gon' glow. I'm the boss of the game, nickname CEO. They tryna subpoena, but they know I'm overseas. Private jet, yeah, posted up with OGs. 100 racks on my lawyer, keep the case closed. 100 racks on my chain, keep my neck froze. Impeachment Interlude, they tryna take my throne. Got the plug and the votes, whipping work on the phone. Diamonds dancing on my chain, yeah, I'm nice cold. They plotting on my downfall, but I won't fold. Impeachment Interlude, dodging all these sticks. Counting blue checks, yeah, my legacy's at stake. Sipping on that power, yeah, leaning in the blue. But they know I'm bulletproof.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everyone, and what a great way to end the week. Thank you all. I'll see you all next week. All right, but you know what? In between time and in the meantime, did you like that song? By the way, did you like that song? Did you like that song? Did you like that song? I mean, let me ask the audience real quick. Did y'all like that one? Did you like that one? Let's see. You like that, Hawk? You like that, Hawk? All right, I'll do one more. I'll do one more. I mean, I don't know what's going to be on the album. You know, I talked to all these producers. This one's called Exaggerated. All right, we'll do a little bit more. Then honestly, I got to get out of here. We'll do a little bit more.
Ghost, yeah, the whip stay haunted. Big dreams, big schemes, everything I wanted. Trap house booming, got the feds in the panic. Moving this work, transatlantic, gigantic. Gold on my neck, that's a policy change. Running these streets, got the game in my veins. 1600, where the bosses reside. Exaggerate my move, yeah, time to switch sides. King of the hill, no debate, no discussion. Haters stay mad, cause my wave keep rushing. Exaggerate my whip, cause my drip too loud. Diamonds on fleek, cause I'm iced down.
I come up with this stuff.
Rolling through the block, everything is hitting, Elon Cyber Trust, in the streets, they blowing up. Trump on the screen, yeah, green, about to tear up. Both talking big, but who's really winning,
I might get back on the stage, ladies and gentlemen. I might take this thing on the road, because you know, you be riding around listening to this. I'm telling you, it's totally incredible. All right. All right. I got to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all. I'll see you all on Monday.